We're currently under quarantine, and if you're anything like me, then you have found yourself sneaking into the kitchen a couple of times throughout the day looking for snacks. And is it any surprise there's a pantry full of comfort foods and a refrigerator stocked to the brim? In today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about quarantine snacking and some of the tips and tools that I want to share with all of you and ways that you can make healthier choices and things you could potentially do to cut back on your snacking. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Jessica, and here on my channel, we focus on all things mom life. So whether that's cooking or cleaning or finding efficient and effective ways to take care of our families, but everything we do in this space has a bit of a healthy twist, as I am a holistic nutritionist and a nutritional practitioner. So if that sounds like something that you might be interested in, I would love it if you take 2 seconds, open up the description box down below and hit the big red subscribe button. It is all so tempting during this crisis for people to be bored, anxious, and stressed, and they're seeking relief by eating all day, and definitely more than they typically would. By the middle of last month, popcorn sales rose by almost 48%, pretzel sales rose by 47%, and potato chip sales rose 30% compared to the same period last year. None of this is surprising to me because people are purchasing shelf-stable foods that don't require a lot of preparation. However, generally, food that is prepared at home is significantly more healthy than the food that we generally eat when we're out and about. So overall, I think that we should be really optimistic that this break from restaurant eating could be really positive when it comes to our overall health and nutrition. So we're gonna jump into some tips and tools that I have to help you structure your day in order to make healthier choices and potentially eliminate some of those snacks that you may not even need. The first tip I have for all of you is to create structure. Currently, most of us are disoriented with our new reality and staying home all the time. So the number one most important thing to do is to set up a plan for your day. Set up a time for eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner to help limit any mindless snacking in between and stick to this routine. Speaking of routine, this leads me to my second tip, and that is to meal prep. You will find yourself, I will find myself, most of us will find ourselves snacking and grabbing unhealthy options when we're busy during the day, running around in between meetings, taking care of our children, trying to keep our house clean. So we will grab things that are quick and easy. So if you have ingredients in your refrigerator that are already prepped and ready for you to go, you are more likely to make healthier choices. So by having meals prepped and having a rough schedule like we talked about, it will help you significantly make healthier choices, keep you full longer by eating proper meals, and thus snacking less. My third tip is plate size. So if you are gonna grab a snack, I highly recommend using smaller portions, plates, cups, or bowls. We have small little ramekins and bowls and mixing bowls that I use all the time for our snacks. And many of you who followed me for a long time know that I also love to use silicone muffin liners for our snacks. So what this does is it creates portion control for you. So you're not just mindlessly eating out of a bag of Siete chips, or you're not just mindlessly grabbing nuts and seeds out of their container. There's a portion and there is a size. Additionally, it really does trick the mind. I know this is the oldest trick in the book, but it truly does trick your mind into thinking you're eating more when you use a smaller bowl or a smaller ramekin and you put snacks inside of it. Your brain will see the full portion, and it will help truly trick your mind and your body to get that little snack in you to hold you over in between meals. My fourth tip is to have everything that's healthy in your eyesight. Remove any of the junk from eye level. Now, if it were up to me, none of the junk would be in this house. When I go to the grocery store, I don't gravitate towards buying junk food, even if it is Siete cassava flour chips. Like, those are things that I just don't purchase. However, I am a mom to 2 young children. I have a husband. They like to have snacks around in the house, so I have to be realistic and have these things in the home. But if I'm hungry, I'm feeling stressed, and I'm having a moment of overwhelm, and I see those things, I will indeed eat them. And that's typically something I don't eat. So if it's out of sight, it's out of mind. If you open your refrigerator and there's already pre-cut crudité for you waiting with some almond butter or cashew butter, those are the things I will grab in those moments. And likewise, those are the things that my children will grab as well. My son is 5, he'll open the refrigerator or go into the pantry. And if there's only healthy options that he can see, those are the choices that he will thus make. There's a lot of good evidence right now that healthy diets do, of course, improve our immune system and help you fight any viruses by eating foods that are nutrient rich and nutrient dense, especially those that are bright in colors like fruits and vegetables. So we have to try and make ourselves healthier. And this pandemic is a good reminder that healthy eating will always remain important. My fifth tip is, yes, I can have that, but after I ... fill in the blank. For me, wine and coffee are my two vices. So I never have anything that is off limits. It's just not something that's in my vocabulary or in my lifestyle. I'm allowed to have something, but after I do X. So a great example of this is, yes, I can have that second or third cup of coffee, but after I drank 32 ounces of water and maybe do 15 push-ups or 15 crunches. Most of the time, I don't even want that third cup of coffee after I've consumed 32 ounces of water and I've done those 15 crunches. So I don't ever restrict myself necessarily, but I find a lot of it is out of boredom or because I am dehydrated that I'm craving these things. So after I've made that healthy choice, I find myself not even wanting to make the quote unquote unhealthy choice. One of the most important nutrition rules to follow, it is nutrition 101, is to never restrict yourself. So restrictive dieting and consuming too little of calories just creates a system where people most likely then binge when they're finally able to. So instead, just check in with yourself. Make a healthy choice first and then see how you feel. And this is something I do frequently on the weekends. If it's Friday or Saturday and I want a glass of wine, I look at the clock. It's only 4 p.m., but it's witching hour in my house, so I'm really craving that wine. So what do I do first? Well, I make myself a cup of tea. I'll pour myself a Waterloo, which is a sparkling water. And I find that after I drink that, I really don't want the wine. I just wanted something and a ritual to kind of get me out of the stress that's happening in my home. And I'm not really drinking the wine. It was more of a crutch. All of this leads me into my sixth tip, and that is to stay hydrated. Being stuck at home gives you more time to focus on healthy habits. I've been talking about this with my community and with my clients, how we're home, we can really change our habits, our children's habits, our family's habits. We're not as busy, we're not on the go, so let's create some amazing foundation right now. And we all know hydration is the number one most important habit that you can create. Being chronically dehydrated leads to elevated risks of diabetes, obesity, plus being dehydrated can show up as things like mood disorders, or even it can look similar to ADD and ADHD when some of the time it can actually just be chronic dehydration. So right now while we're at home, we've been having a lot of fun playing games and staying hydrated. At the top of every hour, we'll do a little water chugging contest with us, and it just creates the healthy habit of constantly reaching for our water, and therefore the hydration keeps us full. And honestly, it makes us feel a lot less snacky. All of the tips that I've shared with you are great, but the one thing I want to share with you right now is to avoid extremes. From my professional opinion, now is not the time to start a crazy diet because we are under this extreme circumstance that none of us have ever been in before. We don't have readily access to our food, to our grocery stores, to our supplements, to many things that we eat on a daily basis. So I would not encourage you to start a raw vegan diet out of nowhere if you're somebody who has been paleo or keto. I think that everything in moderation is really important, especially during this time. So while I know you're craving those snacks, give the tips and tools I just shared with you a try. See if it helps, but if at the end of the day you still want that snack, at least you're mindful about it and you've checked in with your body and your mind and your soul. And then if you still want it, then eat the damn snack. So given the current circumstances, surrounding yourself in quarantine with healthy, nutrient-dense foods, I definitely think it will decrease your chances of overeating. So while indulging occasionally in comfort food is good for our soul, however, on a day-to-day basis, while we're inside, I do think it's important to eat foods that are good for our physical and mental health. And I hope that these evidence-based tips can help you control your stress eating and help to improve your overall health. I want to thank you all so much for watching, and if you liked this video, you can let me know by giving it a big thumbs up, and then let me know in the comment section down below, what are your favorite tips and tools that you use to avoid snacking while you're in your house? I want to thank you all again for watching, and if you like this sort of content, the subscribe button is right over here now, so give that a click. That way you don't miss a single video, and I hope to see you back here next Thursday.